outside of the country, you know. And then to be thought of as somebody who's a foreigner, you know, obviously that's something that hurts. I mean, somebody who's, you know, I've, you know, gone to college here, got married, had kids, my kids are in schools. It's like, okay, then why are people judging me as if I'm an outsider?
More famously, and it was covered more, in the immediate aftermath of September 11, there was a roundup of a lot of Muslim immigrants. But that sort of monitoring and detecting, which sometimes crosses over into, I would call it harassment even, continues, maybe on a smaller scale, but even now. There's been this recent report, for example, of the FBI in New York City, systematically monitoring mosques. AP did a wonderful story on that just a month or two ago. So that's continuing, and I'd like to add an anecdote. A writer of ours recently got naturalized, and in his, the agent, the immigration agent, asks him, his middle name is Muhammad. You sure you want that as a middle name? And twice or thrice he asked him that. Now, was there something else going on? Was it just this? It's hard to sort of figure out for sure, but that to me does say something.
Regular American kids are very much influenced by that cottage industry. There's very little sort of tools available to people in this age of, you know, media, select your own news sort of thing, to let them parse through what is an accusation and what is a factual account. I think everybody here is very, very familiar with that. But I think as editorial writers, you know, as journalists, I mean, I cannot underestimate the power that you have to include Muslims within the narrative of your community and let people see that ordinary Muslims have ordinary problems, want to do very ordinary things. It's, you know, it's by nature of the news business, it's not, you know, the sensationalist story that is gonna, you know, change everything. But that's what our community is constantly, you know, struggling.
You know, there was a recent poll out just a month or two ago, and most Muslim Americans actually feel very good about living in the United States. They're very optimistic about their future. They are very optimistic about the future of the country too. At the same time, it's kind of interesting that between 07 and 11 in another poll, there's been an increase in the percentage that feel discriminated against on one measure or the other. And I think this has to do with the broader political climate also. This year itself, there have been Congressman King's hearings, for example. There have been moves to ban Sharia law in a dozen plus states. Just, you know, a number of things have been happening, and I think that's linked to the insecurity they feel on a general level, on a personal level, and this may or may not sound contradictory. They're still very optimistic about themselves, their future, and the country.
How about you, Deanna?
I think a lot of it depends on where some of the Muslims live in the country. For me, I'm from Chicago, and I live in a very an area that has a high Muslim population, and I think that because of that, the community is more active. And I think after 9/11, that brought a lot of the Muslims, you know, out thinking, you know, we need to do something to become part of the community at large, and it kind of brought them towards more civic engagement. So I think in that way, it's kind of become better for them. But in some areas where there have been more controversies,
deal with every time that anniversary comes around. It's a complicated decision in terms of how apologetic you should be for an event that, you know, as individuals and as a community you had no part in. So, you know, to either take initiative and be a part of it, or whether doing that substantiates that association is always a complex question. I think the positive things, of course, are that, you know, as ordinary Americans, you know, a large population of American Muslims is still immigrant. I think depending on whether they are immigrant or born in this country, there is a difference. I think the immigrants are generally more sort of circumspect and think that, oh, you know, it's okay and we'll get to it. But the children, like, you know, my daughter, Hannah's kids, who are born here, feel a real sense of betrayal because they are, you know, Hoosiers or Tennesseans or this is the only home they know. This is the only country they know and love. And when 9/11 comes around, they, I think, feel a real sense of scrutiny, a sense of being sort of less than other Americans. And I guess if there was one thing that troubles me, that would be it. That would be it.
Yeah, just to add to what, or amplify what Rafia said, I think among all immigrants there's this notion of fitting in. And so you want to fit in, whether you're of a Muslim background or, you know, a Buddhist background or wherever, you come from abroad, your parents have come from abroad. And so they don't necessarily want to stand out, generally speaking, by talking about, by highlighting, you know, their sort of different faith. And in this case, of course, it becomes, sad to say, even more problematic. And so, hence the idea becomes, the notion becomes to keep a low profile and try to fit in and assimilate as much as possible.